So here we are. We're tree felling today, which sounds terrible. But all we're doing is we're cutting down wood that is no longer trees that are vacated. So you can see over there was a tree, there was a fir that was tangled in an oak that was having the oak struggle. In fact, there's still a fir in that mess there somewhere of trees that, if you could see, is holding up two oaks. But as we're doing this, all the leaves coming down, the trees are sharing with me union. They said every single one of them is a separate hologram. They're a separate hologram, and they exist in unity through the fibers that connect them under the soil. And that's why I love being with trees so much, because it reminds me of unity flow. And then the leaves on the trees are the records that they gather during their year, and the seeds are up there too. The leaves fall every autumn and are recycled or can be burned. The tree came down, the trunk is staying in the ground. We're leaving that there for little creatures to live in and to see whether or not it wants to remain where it is or not. This one we will probably leave where it is, and so it will become recycled. The top trunk is now going to be firewood. It's the only source of heat we have in the house. And the tops, the leaves, and all the fiddly bits, we're burning. So, huge lessons in unity consciousness. The trees are teaching me absolutely everything I need to understand and to remember. And in the fire, this was a big pile of sticks. I mean, this was huge. This was big enough that you could sleep in it. And it went up without effort. And I was told, symbolically, this is why fire was so important in the ceremonial past of especially indigenous humans, because they understood that the burning away was the recycling. And I was told to see the tops of the trees with the leaves as patterning that I was clearing from my hologram. The whole hologram. I was basically recycling one hologram so that another one could be where I place my consciousness, or jumping timelines if you want, I guess. This was the question I was inquiring into, like what does one need to do in order to jump timelines? This is what I'm being shown. And so when this fire was huge and blazing up very high, these trees are not dead. They've lost their leaves already. I was shown that the fire burns very bright inside. I threw in 3 or 4 major pieces of wood to represent major patterning that I'm clearing right now. And I was told, welcome back to the sacredness of life. Everything I do is sacred. I've just forgotten to remember. So every act that I do without realizing is symbolic of growth, change, evolution, recycling. And so after watching the fire burn very brightly and very hot, I realized that that's the wiggly lines above the fire was the heat. That was what I saw my field to look like the other day. And I realized that it was the heat being generated from my heart, the central sun in my heart. And even more excitedly, I began to understand the nature of the egg when I was looking at acorn seeds that were in the leaves that was in the trailer that we were going to start and empty onto the fire. Several of the acorns had sprouted a tiddly bit in the soft, mulchy leaf matter. And I was shown that, the cosmic egg is just that. That's why the male carries that seed. Oh man, there's just secrets upon secrets. Can't go into them all right now. But I was also told that look how around the fire where the heat is, there's the nest, I always call it the nest of the sticks that haven't fully been burned. I was told that's like debris where I've burned bright in the center of my field, at the edge of my field, some things that are coming from external in need to be raked into the fire to be completely burned off as well. Very confident that this is definitely helping me transition. And the return to sacredness and symbolism in every action is definitely my new timeline. Of course, in the complete consolidation of self. But with trees, my mentors, teaching me how to remain here. I was also given an imagery for sacred art, which is going to be a mandala, which I use in one of my assignments. Very excited. Been the most exciting 24 hours of my life this year, I would say. Well, actually, no, I can't say that because I've had lots of exciting moments. But after I came back from Shasta and I was told to stay in the wonderment, and wonderment for sure today, to enjoy the fire. Enjoy the release, the recycling of old negative patterns and holograms that hold the patterns within them. Even the leaves I was told were holograms. Smaller, still valid. They hold the holographic memories and records that the tree gathered this year. And after all, they are the record keepers. Fun.